Hey guys, welcome back, and I'm just creating this video because of my subscribers request, and for his request I'm just creating a video about digital forensic. So we are going to learn about digital forensic. For this video I'm just using the TryHackMe's intro to digital forensics lab. So let's begin. So we are going to learn about digital forensics and related process and experiment with a practical example. And if you have any request about for me to create any videos, then don't forget to comment down below, and happy to create a video based on what you like. So comment down below guys, and I will happy to create a video for you if you would like to. Okay, so anyways, let's begin. So we are going to explore that, like what basically a digital forensic is. Like we can see that this image, you can see this is like a GIF, and you can see this is a murder happened, right? So and we have some digital devices, a broken laptop and disk, etc. Right? So in investigation in forensics, we are in cybersecurity we are called the digital forensics, right? So a cyber forensic, or yeah, right. So anyways, we are going to investigate the digital devices, right? Even if the laptop screen is broken, we can still gather informations using the other hardware inside the laptop, right? So and we can just plug this laptop into a monitor and just use this laptop, right? So there are alternative methods also, right? So yeah, we forensics is basically the application of application of science to investigate crimes and establish facts with the use and spread of digital systems such as computers and smartphones. A new branch of forensics was born to investigate related crimes called the computer forensics, which later evolved into digital forensics. Okay, you can just think about the following scenario. The law enforcement agent arrive at the crime scene. However, part of this crime scene include digital devices and media. Digital devices include desktop computer, laptop, digital camera, music player, smartphones. To name a few, digital media includes CD, DVD, USB flash memory drives, and external storage. A few questions arise. You can see that these are some of the digital devices, as you know, right? So there are a lot of digital devices available as of today, right? So there is a lot of digital devices, guys, and it's evolving, right? So anyways, we can see how should the police collect digital evidence. So that's the question, right? So such as smartphone and laptops, what are the procedures to follow if the computer and smartphone are running? So how to transfer the digital evidence? Are there certain best practices to follow when moving computers, for instance? How to analyze the collected digital evidence? Personal device storage ranges between tens of gigabytes to several terabytes. How can this be analyzed? So that are some of the questions arise, right? You can see these are some of the digital devices, like we have pen drive, SSD, camera, etc. Right? So assuming that this employee is suspected in the figure above, we can quickly see the digital devices that might be interest of, or to an investigation. We notice a tablet, smartphone, digital camera, USB flash memory, in addition to a desktop computer. Any of these devices might contain a trove of information that can help with an investigation. Processing these as evidence would require digital forensic. So during a crime scene or any other scene, if you are getting any digital devices, it needs digital forensic investigation to gather information to further solve the case, right? So you can just look at this image. What are the digital devices available in this image? So just look at it. I hope you were able to find some digital devices, right? So more formally, digital forensics is application of computer science to investigate digital evidence for legal purpose. Digital forensics is used in two types of investigations, like we have the public sector and the private sector investigations. Basically, the public sector investigations refers to the investigations carried out by government and law enforcement agencies. They would be a part of a crime or civil investigation. And we have the private sector investigation, which is referring to the investigations carried out by corporate bodies by assigning a private investigator, whether in house or outsourced. They are triggered by corporate policy violations. So these are the two sectors of investigations, right? So maybe this is something that you are learning first time. So, anyways, whether investigation, a crime, or a corporate policy violation, part of the evidence is related to digital devices and digital media. Investigation is not always a crime, it can be a corporate policy violation. Right, so that's something that you need to keep in mind. Is if you think of digital forensics, most people think about a crime only, but there are some others also, like corporate policy violation. Right, so part of this evidence is related to digital devices and digital media. This is where digital forensics comes into play and tries to establish what was happened. So without trained digital forensic investigators, it won't be possible to process any digital evidence properly. Right? If you get a smartphone, it has password. If you get a laptop, it has password. So how can we analyze that? There are various tools that helps for us. Right? So you have to learn digital forensic for that. Right. So without a digital forensic expert, we can't do that, right? A normal person can't analyze that, right? So yeah, only the persons who knows about digital forensics can analyze that, right? So consider the desk in the photo above. In addition to smartphone, camera, and SSD, what would be the interesting for digital forensics? So we can see some of the digital devices in this photo. Like we have the camera, smartphone, memory card, and we have the laptop. So according to this question, in addition to smartphone, yes, camera, yes, and SD cards, what would be the interesting? What would be interesting for digital forensics? We have a laptop, right? So the another interesting thing is laptop. We also have a hint, which you can just click to view. You can pretty much understand by you reading this hint, right? Anyways, we are moving to task 2, where this is about digital forensic process. As a digital forensic investigator, you arrive at a scene similar to the one image shown above. So you assume that you are a digital forensic investigator and you are going to investigate a case, and you arrive at a place where you will be able to see something like this. Right. So, what would you do as a digital forensic investigator after getting the proper legal authorization? The basic plan goes as follows. If you get a proper authorization, then you are going to see, if you are seeing these, then what would you do? There are steps, guys. Right. So the first step is acquire the evidence. The collect the digital evidence, such as laptop, storage devices, digital camera, notes. That laptops and camera require special handling if they are turned on. However, this is outside the scope of this room. So if it is turned on, that's something it requires special handling. Okay, if it is turned off, then it's okay. So basically, if something happened in somewhere, in most cases, those devices are not turned on, because in our modern devices, we usually put a 15-second screen on time, right? So maybe it will just turn it on by itself. But in some scenarios, some people will make the screen on time to 1 hour or above, right? So in that kind of scenarios, basically when the investigator reaches there, the screen will be still on. So they don't need to enter the password, right? So they are straight into their laptop or digital devices, right? Yeah. So establish a chain of custody is the second step, which is about fill out the related form appropriately. And you can just click here to see a sample form. So we can just read that this is basically a sample form, which is something that you should be able to view in your Windows machine. So as of Linux, I'm not able to view that. Let me use docx viewer. Because that's a docx file, right? So let me view that docx file. This is basically a sample chain of custody form. I'm just uploading it and I'm just viewing that. If you're using a Windows, then you will be able to view that so easily than Linux, right? Yeah. Anyways, this is basically this is some evidence chain of custody tracking form. This is how it looks like. So we can just enter the case number, offense, submitting officer name, and the victim, suspect, date, location of seizure, and some of the description of the evidence and the item quantity. So this is how it looks like, right? So yeah, you can just look at it. if you are interested in digital forensics, this is something that you should take a look on it. Okay. So, anyways, the purpose is to ensure that only the authorized investigators had access to the evidence and no one could have tampered with it. Like basically, in terms of digital forensics, in some places where there are peoples to destroy the evidence, right? So, if this evidence was collected by a digital forensic expert, then they should not handle this to unauthorized persons, right? So only the authorized investigators had access to the evidence. So that's something to ensure, right? So we are moving to third number, where the place the evidence in a secure container, right? We if we collect evidences from digital evidences from a scene, then you have to place it in a secure container. So that's important, right? You want to ensure that the evidence does not get damaged. In case of the smartphones, you want to ensure that they cannot access the network, so they don't get wiped remotely. Basically, we have some new technology, right? The Find My Phone or some applications like that, right? Which can wipe the mobile devices completely if they are connected to the internet, right? So that is why it is not recommended to not to connect to the devices in the internet. If they are connected to the internet, then they can be wiped remotely, right? So at the place you are getting these evidences, make sure the devices are not connected to the internet. As a digital forensic expert, you just don't want the devices to connect to the internet. Okay, so transport the evidence to your digital forensic lab is the next step. So these are some of the 4 steps that you should follow as a digital forensic investigator. So at the lab process, after moving these devices to the lab, and do we have to retrieve the digital evidence from the secure container, create a forensic copy of the evidence. The forensic copy requires advanced software to avoid modifying the original data. Return the digital evidence to secure container. You will be working on the copy. If you damage the copy, you can always create a new one. Start processing the copy on your forensic workstation. So this is something interesting, right? So if you just transported this digital forensic evidence in a container, so you have to retrieve once you reach your lab, right? So after that, you have to create a forensic copy of the evidence, and you are analyzing only in the copy, not in the real device. So that's interesting, right? So yeah, so the above steps have been adapted to guide to this 6th edition. So if you want to know more about that particular steps, then you can just pretty much visit this website, right? Let it roll. This is basically the guide to computer forensic and investigation 6th edition. Okay, this is basically a book. If you want, then you can buy it. So anyways, more generally, according to the former director of defense computer forensic laboratory, Ken Satyuk, digital forensics include proper search authority. Investigators cannot commence without the proper legal authority. Chain of custody, this is necessary to keep track of who was holding the evidence at any time. So validation with mathematics, using a special kind of mathematical function called a hash function, we can confirm that a file has not been modified. Like we can just call this as integrity, right? So in integrity, we are just using hash to confirm that the particular thing is not changed. If you don't understand, let me show you that, right? So basically, every file has a hash. So when I enter ls, I was able to see a lot of files in my computer. Here we have the file.txt. So when I enter md5 sum, there are multiple tools for that, but this is just a demonstration. So md5 sum file.txt, this is basically the hash of this particular file.txt. So when I modify this file.txt, so for example, I'm just adding something into it, like 1 into that file.txt. So which means that I just modified the file.txt. When I view the hash, now we can see the hash was changed, which pretty much means that this file is modified. So this is how you can confirm that, right? So this is, you can also call as integrity, right? This is the second number of ACIA triad, which is confidentiality, integrity, availability, and this is the integrity. So anyways, use of validated tools. The tools used in digital forensic should be validated to ensure that they work correctly. For example, if you're creating an image of disk, you want to be sure that the forensic image is identical to the data on the disk. and repeatability. The findings of digital forensics can be reproduced as long as the proper skills and tools are available. And reporting. The digital forensic investigation is concluded with a report that shows the evidence related to the case that was discovered. So these are some of the things or that including in the digital forensic, like the proper search authority and the chain of custody and the validation with the mathematics and use of validated tools. The tools used in digital forensic should be validated to ensure that it is working correctly. And repeatability, the findings of digital forensics can be reproduced as long as the proper skills and tools are available. And we have the reporting. At last, you have to report, like in the ethical hacking phase, right? Like that, you also have reporting phase in the digital forensic. Right. So it is essential to keep track of who is handling at any point of time to ensure that evidence is admissible in the court of law. So whose hand has this evidence? Like basically, who is carrying the evidence should need to keep track. So yeah, what is the name of the documentation that would help establish that? It's basically a chain of custody. As you can see, this is necessary to keep track of who was handling the evidence at any time. So when you are handling the evidence to the court, then your name is there, right? So when someone is handling the evidence, then it is basically called the chain of custody, right? Who has that evidence, right? So that is basically the chain of custody. So you have to keep track of who is handling the evidence. So that's basically the chain of custody. And we are moving to the practical example of digital forensics. Here we have a file to download. Let us download that. And this is basically a ransom letter zip file, so we can just extract that. So anyways, we can just read here, like everything we do on digital for devices from smartphones to computers leaves traces. Like that, in Windows we have logs, in Linux we have logs, right? So what does it do? It will record your activities, whatever you are doing inside your computer is still being logged in the logs, right? So like that, everything has traces, right? Let's see how we can use this in the subsequent investigation. Our cat Gado has been kidnapped. So in this case, in this demo case, you can see Gado is a cat has been kidnapped. The kidnapper has sent us a document with their request in the MS Word document format. We have converted the document to PDF and extracted the image from the MS Word file for your convenience. You can download the attached file to your local machine for inspection. However, for your convenience, we have added the files to the attack box. For this task, I'm not going to use attack box, so I just downloaded that. You can just download that by yourself. To follow along, open the terminal on the attack box. Yeah, we are not going to do in the attack box. So we are going to learn about document metadata. When you create a text file, some metadata gets saved by the operating system. This is a file creation date and last modification date. However, much information gets kept within the file's metadata. When you use a more advanced editor such as MS Word, there are various ways to read the file metadata. You might open them within their official viewer or editor or a suitable forensic tool. Note that exporting the file or to other formats such as PDF would maintain most of the metadata of the original document. Depending on the PDF writer used. Let's see what we can learn from the PDF file. So basically, the cat has been kidnapped in this case, and the kidnapper sent a Word document, and for our convenience, it is converted to PDF format, and it also has an image, right? So note that exporting file to other formats. So yeah, we reached here. Let's see what we can learn from the PDF file. We can try to read the metadata using the PDF info tool. PDF info displays various metadata related to a PDF file such as title, subject, author, creator, creation date. So the PDF info tool is already installed in the attack box. So if you're using Kali Linux, you have to install it. Yeah, you can just install by issuing this command. Okay, so anyways, let's install that. Let me check if it is installed or not. No, it's not installed. Yeah, you can just pretty much enter PDF info, or you can also use sudo apt install popular utils to install them too. So I just enter PDF info and press Y, and that's pretty much I can install. You can also copy this and try to install. If you are not able to install this, then I recommend you to update your Kali Linux using sudo apt update command. After updating, you will be able to install that. Okay. So anyways, we are going to learn we are going to extract the document, we are going to read the documents, right? So the PDF metadata clearly shows that it was created using MS Word for Office 365 on October 10, 2018. So we have to use the PDF info tool to find out the author of the attached PDF file, in this case to answer. So the downloaded file which will be in the downloads, so let me list that, and this is basically the downloaded letter. So let me unzip that, and now we just unzip that, and we have three items, like we have an image, we have a document file, we have a PDF file. Okay, so let's try to view that. So in the downloads we can see this is the image, this is the cat that is kidnapped. So let's read that also. To whom it may concern, we have abducted Gato. If you want to see Gato again, you need to send us XMR 3.14159, yes, in Monero cryptocurrency. If you cannot use Monero, we will accept the amount in Bitcoin. Right, you have 3 days to comply, otherwise we will send Gato to a very far away animal shelter. Gato is warm for now. For this ghetto, this is our kidnapped cat, so we have to investigate. So you are here as an investigator to investigate it, right? So you are a digital forensic investigator here. So we also have a ransom letter dog file. In our case, we can't open dog files because you are using Kali Linux, right? You can just open that if you are using the Linux, sorry, the Windows, or you can also use this gem share. So let me go back. Let me choose the doc file uh, to see what it is. So I'm just clicking view. Basically, you are an investigator, right? So you have to read everything, and you have to view everything, not the contents that TryHackMe is telling to answer, but you have to read everything. So this is basically this image, right? Other than that, there is nothing. So this is what we were able to see in the image also, right? So anyways, we also have a PDF file, right? Which is here. So this is same, all three are same, right? We have all three information, we have the PDF, doc file, and an image for our convenience. So anyways, I'm just deleting the useless contents from here so that I will be able to see only the contents that I needed, right? So we are going to open terminal here, and the ls, these are the three files here. Let us use the PDF info tool, and let's analyze the PDF, and here it is. You can see the title here is Pay Now, subject is We Have Ghetto, and the author is Angry Shepherd, right? And it's the creator is Microsoft Word 2016, and the producer, the creation date, the modification date, and a lot of other information was able to get using this, right, PDF info tool, right? So our task is to get the author name. So our author is Annie Shepherd, Angry Shepherd. So we also have photo, like we have the photo EXIF data. EXIF stands for Exchangeable Image File Format. It is a standard for saving metadata to image files. So whenever you take a photo with your smartphone or with your digital camera, plenty of information gets embedded in the image. The following are examples of metadata that can be found in the original digital images. We can see the camera model or smartphone model. We can see the date and time of the image captured. We also can see the photo settings such as focal length, aperture, shutter speed, and ISO settings. So because smartphones are equipped with a GPS sensor, including GPS coordinates embedded in the image is highly probable. So if you turn on location, some scenarios, the photo should also include your location. The GPS coordinates, that is example latitude and longitude, would generally show the place where the photo was taken. So there are many online and offline tools to read the EXIF data from images. One command line utility that we are going to use here is EXIF tool. You can also use other tools. So I already made a dedicated video for analyzing an image like in digital forensic way. You can just watch that from our channel itself. You can just search our channel, and in our channel you can just click search here, and the video is basically, I don't remember the name. Let me scroll. here it is, how ethical hackers analyze images. So this is something that you need to watch. Okay, so yeah, I will put this in the cards, guys. In the cards you will be able to see that. So you can also search exif here. In my channel you can search for exif and you will be able to see this. Okay, so this is something to search if you are not able to get this in the cards above. Anyways, you can say search for exif and you will be able to get, and this is something that you should explore, guys, if you are interested in digital forensic. Okay, anyways, we are going to use the exif tool. It's used to read and write metadata in various file types such as jpg. The attack box is already installed, but we are not going to use attack box. So if it's not installed, then you can use this command to install it. So it's by default installed on our Kali Linux, so we don't have to install it again. But in your case, if you are using another operating system, you can just Linux based operating system. If this was not installed, you can pretty much use this command to install that. Okay, in the following command, we have to use the exif tool and the image.jpg to read all exif data embedded in the image. We already have an image. We analyze the PDF file, and we also have image and doc file, right? So we are going to analyze the image. So exif tool, letter image.jpg. So these are the informations that we were able to enumerate using the exif tool. This is plenty of information, right? So there's a plenty of information that we were able to enumerate, right? Which also includes the location, the GPS position, right? So this is great tool, right? Okay. If you take the coordinates, above coordinates, and search one of the online maps, you will learn more about this location. So you can use the Microsoft Bing Maps or Google Maps. I personally love Google Maps. Okay, to analyze this. So this is basically the location, reveals the street where the photo was taken. Note that for the search to work, we have to replace DEG with degree and remove the extra white space. In other words, we type this in the map search bar. Use the exif tool or any similar tool. Try to find where the kidnappers took the image. They attached it to their document. What is the name of the street? I personally use Google Maps. So let me search for Google Maps. And here it is. And we have to analyze that. Right, according to the exif tool results, we can scroll down to the below and you will be able to see this is the GPS position, right? We have the GPS position. We have to find where this photo was taken. Okay, so for that we have to replace DEG with the degree. So let me paste here, and instead of that DEG we have to paste this to get it work. So let us double click the DEG and replace that. After that, and we have to remove the extra white spaces. Okay, so we can also remove the white spaces. We have to remove every white spaces. Okay, just remove the white spaces and I just replace the degree to this symbol. And after that, I'm just clicking search in the Google Maps. And now you can see the information. Like this is basically the location. Our aim is to find the street, right? So what is the name of the street? And you can see here, this is where the location is. This is where the photo was taken, and you can see when you zoom, you can see this is basically the Milk Street, right? You can see that this is the Milk Street, right? So the answer to this question is Milk Street. Okay, so what is the model name of the camera used to take this photo? You also have hint, guys. You can just read that to solve this. So the model of the camera, model name of the camera, which you can get from the EXIF tool. But if you want, then you can also use the hint, right? It's using EXIF tool and grepping for the camera. You can also use this command for finding faster. right? So yeah, let's use grab camera to get camera information. Unfortunately, we could not find anything. Let me use capital C, and here it is. So this is something to note. You have to use capital letter C. So the camera model name was Canon EOS R6. We were able to enumerate that also. Instead of that, not only that, but also a lot of other information was available in the EXIF tool results. So this is something that you should explore if you want to know more about it. So you also have a flag for this. So anyways, you can just read a lot of contents from these EXIF results. Okay, so this is something that you should definitely want to explore. So that's pretty much about it, guys. I hope you will be able to learn more about digital forensics, and thank you for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to give any comment to this video. If you have any suggestions, if you want me to create a video, don't forget to put a comment. Thank you. Bye bye.